A lot of you know that I have a very particular frustration with Alex Jones. And I don't like going on and on about him because it's still an undecided thing. I want to be decided about it. Like, I want to know if the way it looks is the truth. Because he'll go back and forth. And he has done absolute disinformation before. Did any of you remember in 1999 on New Year's Eve what he did? And the way he lied about the Bill Cooper interview? That kind of stuff is just reputation A-bomb. He did it. And he goes back and forth about stuff like that, and he doesn't justify it. He bullhorned a gun rally once, and then when he talked about it on his show the next day, it was a total lie. Even though the video of what happened was clear as day. And he had this assault moment with Michelle Malkin, and then he lied about that, even though there was video proof online. So he's a liar. You know, those are things that are just, aside from my wacky stuff about him. So when something really good happens on his show, it's so frustrating. Like when Dr. Corsi's on there, or Steve Pieczenik. Now, the thing about Steve Pieczenik that bothers me is the bombs that he drops are only on the Alex Jones show. You know, him saying that he talked to all the guys that orchestrated 9/11 in the State Department. And he's not afraid of being killed because he's got dirt on them or something. Some guarantee that he's not going to be killed. And that's fascinating because I could see how that's plausible. But he goes on and on and on about exactly how 9/11 was done. He's the only person that works for the government, who still works for the government, who's come out and said these things. But it's frustrating because he only says it on the Alex Jones show. Why wouldn't he organize litigation? Why wouldn't he writes all these novels with Tom Clancy, fiction, and we're supposed to believe that the things he says about the government and international relations is the truth and not fiction. And then he goes on a noted conspiracy theorist rant guy's radio show and drops all these A-bombs about the real truth behind things, which is pretty similar to a lot of things that other people say, but it sounds real, official, and believable. Because, for example, in one of his interviews, he talked about how they had Clinton in their pockets, the neocons, and they had to do stuff to get him in compliance with how they wanted to get rid of this one ambassador. And like the Monica Lewinsky thing, that neocons did that to him. They set that up. They sent her in there. She's Jewish. The woman who had the affair with General Petraeus. The Jewish neocons were always at odds with Petraeus. Like truly the reason Iran's war has not happened is because Obama and Petraeus don't want it. And Hillary Clinton, she doesn't want it. But all the other guys are just pushing for it with Israel and Saudi Arabia. And Pieczenik just goes on with these details. And if you don't know who he is, I mean, if he's bogus, then there's no way to verify anything. I mean, he worked for 4 administrations, and he still advises the military on all kinds of strategic operations. And what are you supposed to think? And he comes on the show and says these things with Alex Jones, and Alex Jones just nods his head and says, "Oh wow, it's the Jews? Wow, I didn't, you know." And but then Alex Jones, who everyone labels as a Zionist gatekeeper, when somebody calls in on his show and just even starts to talk that way, he burns them. And Pieczenik talks that way within seconds, talking about how, you know, the Jewish politicians manipulate everything and all the evil over there is because of Israel. And that it's a Jewish thing. And he's Jewish, like Norman Finkelstein. or Noam Chomsky, when they, they got kicked out of Israel because of what they said. So we're supposed to process all of this. Like, what? A guy is totally letting the cat out of the bag and it's a lion like that and they don't kill him? And he just gets to go on like this? What? And then they're going to fire Helen Thomas from the White House press corps when she says an offhanded thing about how Palestinians are being slaughtered. And she's right. So you're left to process this, why Alex Jones just picks his favorites and nods his head to them, but then just A-bombs the callers for saying that, Jews run Hollywood and pointing out all the evil Jewish strategies in the White House and just how all the judges that are Jewish, half the Supreme Court's Jewish, all those things. That they start talking like that, Alex Jones cuts them off, then starts putting words in their mouth like, I'm not talking to these people that say Jews are the evil of the world when they didn't say that. He says, you want to kill all Jews. They didn't say that. They were pointing out the real evil ones. And anyone who's got any diplomacy knows that there are three types of Zionists. Or three types of powerful Jews. There are the Torah Jews. There are the horrible Zionists, and then there are the ones who are agnostic, but they're of Jewish descent, and they are against all the hell, basically. And there's a lot of them in each. The Zionists are actually the smallest group. It's just that they have money because of hundreds of years of successful business dealings and, well, underhanded business dealings. And they bribe the people, they bribe the politicians, and that's how it works. And and they get the votes, and they manipulate everything, and nobody busts them because people are too chicken to do it because of their careers and the bribes that they always get every year. So, you got Steve Pieczenik saying these amazing things only on the Alex Jones show. So that discredits him. I want him to write one of his big fat books about it. Say, this is why 9/11 happened. He's a total best-selling author. Why doesn't he do that? If he really wants justice, why does he do that? The only thing I can think of is that he's Jewish and that he knows that if there was a real backlash, he just wants the politicians to stop the lies. He doesn't want a full backlash on Israel. Because there would be a backlash on Israel if the whole country rose up and said, what? And he says Osama bin Laden was dead in 2001, a month after 9/11, because he had Marfan syndrome, and it was just like, I don't know what to think about it. I mean, it's just something that I was watching, and that's just the key to my frustration about Alex Jones in general. He's got a wide listener base, so maybe he thought that, that would get it out there, but his books that would meet the other people. I mean, if he was serious. It's just because it's got to stop. The evil ones like Wolfowitz, Pearl, and Chertoff have got to be brought into the courtroom without a Jewish judge. And have it be that the judge can't be Jewish. We might bring him in from Japan just to guarantee impartial, operation, and then have the judge from Japan spend their nights in jail under a guard so no one can bribe him with no phone. I mean, that's a thing that's got to happen. Because Petraeus was set up. The woman that wrote that book about him and he got busted, but that was the same thing as the Lewinsky case, and they just wanted Petraeus out of there because he was a major block to their campaign to hit Iran. And it worked. I can't believe a guy having an affair is that big of a deal. I mean, they're all evil people anyway. What difference does it make if they cheat on their wife? They are evil people. They kill people. It's just, anyway. Yeah, the Steve Pieczenik thing, he screwed up and made a prediction that they were going to hit Iran last year if Netanyahu wasn't fired. But I think if they don't hit Iran, they're going to set up Obama. Might set him up with a guy. I don't know. That's my little prediction. Like they did with Monica Lewinsky and Petraeus. They might set up Obama if he keeps, you know, fighting off the war with Iran. Makes sense to me, because that's what they always go with as a last resort if they want to get their way. All such crap.